She is the founder and editor of LifeZet and a Fox News contributor. Laura, welcome back.
Hey, guys. Hey. Good to see you. By the way, the Washington Nationals were playing yesterday in near Palm Beach, and it was a big game. I got tickets, and I didn't go. Isn't that awful? I had a little work to do. Okay? I had a little work to do. I guess it was Sunday. I had a little work to do, so couldn't do it.
That's great.
Are you still down there? It's going to be no, I'm back in Washington, but it's going to be a great season for the Nationals. I have a feeling it's going to be fabulous.
There's a report today that the president will throw out the first pitch of the national game and then go into the booth perhaps for a while.
Fantastic. Want to see it? Got to throw it right down the pike though. You can't no balls. Got to throw it right. Got to hit it right high and brush them back from the plate.
All right. Meanwhile, let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the news. The very latest is Nunes yesterday shocked everybody because he came out and he said, hey, yeah, I had a source. Apparently it's a whistleblower. I met him at the White House last week. Of course, the mainstream media now saying it looks like, you know, he has a source in the White House. There's no evidence of that. It clearly is somebody from government who had access to something. The reason they use the White House, and you know this better than anybody, is because apparently at the National Security Council suite of offices, they've got access with this super secret computer. What do you think about the fact now that because the Democrats say Devin Nunes is colluding with the White House to save Donald Trump, he should step aside?
Yeah, the way to be really beloved in the mainstream media and by the Democrats is to be a Republican like Lindsey Graham or John McCain, who you know, can't stop themselves from criticizing the Trump administration. So that's how to become beloved. So if Devin Nunes came out and said like good things about Barack Obama or, you know, Adam Schiff, they wouldn't care about any of this. Democrats used to actually like whistleblowers. I thought Democrats thought whistleblowers were great at one time, not in the not-so-distant past. But now we have people inside government who apparently are seeing the corruption up close and are alerting congressmen to what they see. And now the Democrats are against that. Don't Democrats care about the U.S. government perhaps incidentally spying on government officials or an incoming administration?
Laura, this
I think they'd care if it were Obama.
Right, this is the way it's supposed to go. If somebody has information and there's a hearing, you go to somebody in the committee and you say, hey, I've got secret information, and then they try to get whistleblower protection, right?
Yeah, that's how it normally goes. But in this case, what they're doing with Nunes is that they're using the classic Alinsky tactics, demonize him, try to drive him out of his position of head of the committee, get people like Lindsey Graham and others to go after him, keep the media drumbeat going until they hope they drive him out. And they said, oh, there can't be a credible investigation. Look at all these people who are coming out and saying he's not leading an objective investigation.
Well,
and none of the reporting that I've seen indicates that Devin Nunes can't lead an objective investigation. When he did that initial press conference or press availability with Adam Schiff, I mean, that was bipartisan, right?
I would say, well, one thing
really.
in Lindsey Graham's defense, I think it's John McCain kind of on his own in terms of criticizing him. I think he's been talking to the president pretty consistently of late, and I think he is a fan of Devin Nunes.
Well, he was on, he was on the Today Show this morning, I believe it was this morning, saying that Devin Nunes is leading like an Inspector Clouseau investigation. That doesn't seem too positive to me.
Well, I just talked to him. He had a different take.
Do you think it even matters? You heard Trey Gowdy saying the White House, the Waffle House. I mean, does that need to be the focus, where this all happened, or the focus that he could determine who's doing this leaking and who is unmasking?
I think we have a disturbing situation in the United States when the intelligence agencies or contractors who work with them can selectively unmask the names of U.S. Officials or American citizens just because they feel like it or because they have a political agenda. That's just as important as finding out what happened with Russia in the elections. I think both should be investigated. We'll see where it all ends up. But both are very important.
But what about the attack plan on some of the people we just saw video of? First, you're going to take out Kellyanne Conway. Then you're going to take out Monica Crowley. Then you're going to take out Michael Flynn. Then you're going to go make Senator Sessions recuse himself now as Attorney General. And now you're going to go after Devin Nunes. I don't think that anyone expected this level of angst and attack. What is Senator Schumer doing calling for the ouster of anybody in the House? Why is Adam Schiff suddenly so troubled that he has to come forward after all these years? This is a concerted attack plan against the administration that they have yet to fully counter.
Well, I think that they didn't understand coming into this administration what actually I think Steve Bannon did, that this is war every day.
Yeah.
I mean, this is war. They're playing for keeps. They're not, the Democrats aren't going to go after individuals they think are ineffective. They want those people to stay in. They want to go after the individuals who are actually effective and actually, like Devin Nunes, probably getting to the bottom of this unmasking deal with the whistleblower. They want to get rid of him. Someone like Bannon, they'd love to get rid of him. He's an economic populist, the issues that Trump ran on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is about, and I've said this before, they want Trump out. They want him neutralized, or their dream is to have Donald Trump driven out of office before the end of the first term.
Maxine Waters
That's
is already predicting he's going to be impeached. Did you hear her recent comments? She's praising members of the Black Caucus, saying they're more patriotic than Trump supporters. Listen to this and we'll get your reaction.
We have suffered discrimination. We have suffered isolation and undermining, but we stand up for America, oftentimes when others who think they are more patriotic, who say they're more patriotic, do not. When we fight against this president and we point out how dangerous he is for this society and for this country, we're fighting for the democracy. We're fighting for America. We're saying to those who say they're patriotic, but they turn a blind eye to the destruction that he's about to cause this country, you're not nearly as patriotic as we are.
I don't even know what that exactly means.
Who
What's
do you
your
think
take?
she means we are?
Well, I have trouble diagramming a Maxine Waters sentence. It's like hyperbole with non sequiturs all woven into this wonderful mosaic.
She's saying if you go against this president, you're patriotic, so keep slamming him.
Yeah, remember when the Democrats with George W. Bush were all, upset when anyone questioned their patriotism about the war on terror, and now this is just part and parcel of what they're going to do. Again, we have to see this for what it is. They are out of power. They've gotten slammed across state legislators. Since Obama came in 2008, he left office, they lost 1,000 seats in state legislatures. They lost all these governorships. They lost the House and the Senate. This is all they have, and this is all they're going to do day in and day out. It's up to the Trump administration to keep focused on the important issues that they campaigned on. Getting this immigration, these laws enforced, the economy, jobs, get off the side issues, focus on those really important issues. I think they're doing that. I think we've seen some really good movement on the deregulation stuff. I think Jared Kushner is going to do great work at these departments. This is good stuff. Keep focused on it.
Can they do infrastructure and tax reform at the same time? Because that's the rumor. They're going to look to move at the same time. Is that possible?
I think if Donald Trump wants to do it and he gets into some of the weeds and has his people lined up ahead of time, don't rely on Paul Ryan to do everything. Right. White House has to quarterback a lot of this stuff. If that, yes, he can. I think his instincts are usually spot on. Right. When Donald Trump doesn't follow his instincts, I think that's when he gets into trouble.
Real quickly, though, it sounds like, if you read what he's been saying, he kind of blew up the Freedom Caucus last night in a tweet. Sounds like he wants to reach out to moderate Democrats who can help him going forward.
I think the Freedom Caucus is going to do what they believe is right for their districts and their constituents. And that it's like saying, oh, the Freedom Caucus should do this is like saying, well, I want to see the world in a way that it isn't. Well, that's the world that exists in the Congress today. You can't threaten them into voting for you or supporting your campaign. That's not what they're going to do. You have to deal with the world as it is. If Donald Trump believes that he has to work with moderate Democrats, maybe he can put together a really interesting populist coalition. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I've said that on trade and other issues for a long time. I think he could have some real success in doing that.
But I also think the Freedom Caucus has to ask themselves if they're going to stand in front of everything Donald Trump's doing, would they rather have a President Elizabeth Warren?
I agree. They have to make some very serious calculations from now until the end of the 100 days and the end of this year. they can't say no to everything, but they also have to be true to their constituents and their own promises that they made to their own voters. But I agree with you. It's a very difficult balancing act, but Donald Trump should stick to his instincts. They're really good, contrary to what the media likes to report.
I was down in Florida over the weekend, and I was talking to somebody, and I said, what do you think about this health care thing and Trump? He goes, look, he's just trying to create jobs. Washington is trying to keep him from doing his job.
Being successful. I mean, be successful. I mean, grow this economy. If the economy begins to falter, if the market takes a massive hit, and he continues to be less popular than he wants to be, it's going to be harder for him to get these initiatives through. He has to be a popular president in order to push forward these big initiatives, and I think he understands that. I really do.
All right. Laura, go run LifeSet and do your radio show in 45 minutes.
Go Nats.
All right.
Thanks, Laura.
Okay.